everybody. Welcome to the webinar. It's Robin Nolan, and this will be a fantastic show. And I'm really excited to help you with your gypsy jazz guitar playing in 2022. I've got 3 hot tips that I want to share with you today. And these will be tips that you can literally use in your playing immediately, okay? Now, I want to thank you for spending time with me today. It's busy, life is busy, and I appreciate you taking time out to attend this webinar with me. When I look to my right here, I'm looking at my laptop and I've got the chat roll open and I can see all the lovely people that are in from all around the world. So make use of the chat roll. Let everybody know where you're watching from, and if you've ever got a question about this stuff, get in there and use it. It's a great opportunity. We've got so many people in. We've got Ian's in, Gary's in, Ian Shropshire, Jeff Ray from Surrey, Sweden, Pell is in. Forgive me with the names. Firat is in from Turkey, Nasser San. Tyler is in from Chicago, it's cold. And we got Moscow in the house as well, great. Greg is in from Florida in the Tampa area. Peter's in Denmark. Neos is in Guatemala. Bienvenidos. Pete Robbo is in from Kent in England, beautiful. And Needle is in from Sweden. John is in from Switzerland. Donald in from Nova Scotia, beautiful part of the world. Jimmy's in from South Germany. And Gary's in from Kentucky. Well, it goes on. Ohio. Steve in South Wales, Swansea, great town. Pete's in. And Andy's in from Florida. Rami's in from Lebanon. How exotic is that? The whole world is here. Devon is even here. Francesco. Paul Dillon's in from Tunbridge Wells. Jonathan's in from South Africa. Welcome, Jonathan. LA in the house. Freeze in New Jersey. I hope this will warm you up. So make use of the chat roll. I will be looking to my right and checking out any questions that come in right here. Now, in this webinar, and thanks for spending time with me, I've got a plan, right? I'm going to show you 3 things which you can put into your playing immediately, and that is the style of teaching which I usually deliver. Now, the first thing we're going to look at is soloing, okay? And I'm going to show you how, a simple method to create authentic gypsy jazz solos without tricky arpeggios, scary and complicated theory, monster licks, forget all that. I'm going to show you a really easy way to get to the basics of improvising. Then we're going to move on to rhythm. I'm going to show you a little adjustment with holding the pick, and I'm going to show you how that can really help the sound and groove of your swing, la pompe swing, okay? That's lesson number 2. And lesson number 3 is Django's nuage, okay? I'm going to show you how to get started with that tune unaccompanied style, so solo, okay? This will be a fantastic, epic webinar, if I may say so. I've been preparing for this, and I want to really deliver something that can help you with your playing in 2022. This is the plan. Now, 3 hot tips. Stay to the end, okay? Relax, get a drink, make sure you've got your guitar with you, and stay to the end of this webinar because I've got a very special opportunity for you. This is an opportunity to literally work with me during the whole of 2022 to improve your playing, get personal guidance from me. So I've got a special opportunity to announce after the lessons that is really going to be exciting, and make sure you stay to the end, okay? So grab your guitar, get a cup of tea, get a beer, whatever you do lots of it and stay in your seat. So that's it. Now, before we get going, welcome John. John's in from Oregon. We got Kentucky in. We got Ottawa. Larry's in. The difference, you might have seen a lot of guitar teachers on the internet. There's tons. YouTube's full of guitar teachers. And there's even lots of guitar teachers that teach gypsy jazz. Now, you will see a difference if you don't know my style of teaching with the way that I teach this music. I only teach things that work. I've been playing this music for 20 odd years, or teaching this music for 20 odd years, playing it for something like 30. And I only teach bite-sized things that actually work in a musical way, okay? So you won't be bogged down with theory, you won't be bogged down with technique. You will only learn things that work. This is a difference with my teaching. And also this word, simplicity. I like to simplify everything. I'm not a genius. I like things to be simplified. And this music can get complicated and daunting. And I like to simplify every aspect of this music. So that is the difference. And if you don't know me, you know, I've been playing this music for years, teaching it, played all around the world, and it's my mission to help people like yourself. So let's have a look at, this is fun. Who's this not for? Okay, so this webinar or my teaching is not for you. I just want to be clear here, because you never know. Maybe you're looking for something which I can't teach you. If you're a shredder, right, and you only want to shred up and down scales, okay, shred those arpeggios and only shred, then this is not for you. I'm not a shredder. I like to teach musical things, meaningful way of soloing. And so I'm sorry, shredders, it's not for you. And if you get hung up on theory and only like to get into the theory, then this is not going to be for you. I do use theory in my teaching, but again, I simplify things. For example, when we're soloing, we're only thinking of 3 types of chord: major, minor, and dominant seventh. When we get to the soloing section of this webinar, I'll explain. Theory is something which I treat with respect, but I don't overthink it. And if you're open for new ideas and a new way of learning, this webinar will be for you, okay? Michael from Colorado. Yeah, you're welcome, Michael. Who's it for? Okay, so this webinar is for guitarists like yourself who want to learn quickly and in a simple way, okay? Who wouldn't, from the comfort of your own home. It's perfect for beginners. If you haven't played gypsy jazz before, right, you're sitting there and you're thinking, this is scary. Perfect. I teach beginners who start from the very beginning. And intermediate, if you've played this music and you play guitar for years, this way of teaching and learning is perfect for you. If you're Jimmy Rosenberg, I can't help you, Jimmy. If you're Stocklow, sorry mate, I'm not going to be able to help you. But if you're a beginner or you're an intermediate guitar player from any style, I can help you. And if you've got a passion, this is the most important thing. If you've got a passion to add gypsy jazz to your existing way of playing, then this is going to be for you, okay? I didn't start with gypsy jazz. And when I'm teaching players, I don't like to discount what you already know. So I like to involve the music you played before, whether it's folk, country, blues, classical, and then add gypsy jazz to that. You'll see what I mean, in a musical way. So if you've got a passion to learn in a new way, this is for you. Really brief, I grew up playing blues and rock, right? Blues and rock, normal music. And I still love that music until I went to Samoa, the festival near Paris. And then I fell in love with Django Reinhardt and the Gypsies. I saw Gypsies play, right, under the moonlight, outside caravans with fires by the river. And it just absolutely freaked me out. So since I went to Samoa in France, this is the stuff I've been involved with. I came to Amsterdam, that's where I live, here in Amsterdam. And I went busking, playing on the street for like 10, 15 years. And that's where I learned. And when I started, I was really freaked out by people like Birelli Legrand, Stockola Rosenberg, Django Reinhardt, Jimmy Rosenberg. I was freaked out and I was really worried about my own playing because I couldn't play as fast as those guys. And I used to really beat myself up about it until one day I thought, you know what, I'm just going to be myself. And since I kind of made that switch where I thought, I'm never going to be Birelli, I'm never going to be Django, I'm never going to be Jimmy Rosenberg or Stocklow, but I'm going to be myself. And once you get that kind of realization, then it really frees you up from all those hang-ups of the technique and having to play fast and all that stuff. You don't need to worry about that. And I'm a living example of that, okay? So that's who I am, and welcome to the webinar. John is in from St. Andrews. Let's get going. Lesson number 1, get your guitars, right? Because this stuff is going to be stuff which you can apply to your playing straight away, okay? Improvising. We all want to learn how to improvise. There's many ways to do it. Scales, arpeggios, licks, learning solos, transcribing. There's one way which I teach beginners when they're learning improvising, and that is using shapes. And we're going to map out triads. and we're going to practice slowly, and we're going to learn how to embellish. Let me show you what I mean. If we take this chord sequence, minor swing, right? This is the Stairway to Heaven of Gypsy Jazz. You have to play this one. What we're going to do for A minor, D minor, and E7, we're simply just going to map out some shapes, okay? So we know the chords, we have to know the chords. We've got A minor, right? We've got D minor, right? We play it like that in Gypsy Jazz. We've got E7, right? And we've got A minor. So when we're improvising over A minor, after we've learnt the chords, the second step is to memorize these shapes. And I'm talking really basic shapes. Here's the shape that I think immediately when someone's playing A minor. That's it. Right? There's A minor, right? Now you didn't come to this webinar to learn A minor, and that is the beginning of Stairway to Heaven. I'm not going to go into Stairway to Heaven. Just get that shape on your fingers, right? And then we've got this other shape, even more distilled. Just those three notes, right? That is the triad, C, E, and A, right, over the A minor. Just look at the shape visually and physically. The other shape we've got right there is the A minor 9, okay? Right? So when the music's going over A minor, we're going to start out by just relating to this shape, right? Then we've got, there's the 9th, right? It's just a shape. You probably know that chord. It's just A minor 9. Right? So that's for A minor. When we go to D minor, I'm going to put it to music in a minute. I've got a backing track ready. Okay, so let's just start with that. These are the building blocks, and you can do a lot with these few notes. When we go to D minor, right, we've got a D minor there, right? We're just going to map out that. There's D minor, right? D, F, and A. And then, little tip, add that 6th. Right? You got D minor 6 there, right? So that's your shape at the moment for D minor. When we get to E7, two things. You can just play the, right? Just the major triad. Don't worry about dominant 7th at the moment. You can just go, right? There's E major, there's D major, right? Right, so you can just go, right? There's E. One other thing you can do with the dominant 7th chords, there's many, but in this show, I'm going to show you one idea. We can diminish the 7th, right? People get confused with diminished, but let me just show you really simply. We've got E7, right? 7th fret. First, map out your diminished chord which works on E7, and that's right here under your fingers. Right? That's a diminished chord, right? On the 6th fret. Right? Right here how that works over E7. Now, when you play diminished over E7, don't play E diminished, right? That's just to be super clear. You're going to play E, go up a fret, then play your diminished chord, and then go up and down every 3 frets, right? So when we get to E7, right? When we get to E7 there it is, in minor swing, we're going to think diminished, right? We're going to think that shape. And then there's a really nice line that comes out of that shape. Right, so you've got the shape there, and you've got these notes. Starting with the pinky on the B. Right, it's just E. The F, right, 6th fret on the B. There's the D. If you look at the D minor triad, right, it's only one note different. You lower the one, see the A there on the D minor. If you lower that, and then you go, then you've got diminished. This line is really cool for diminished. So come chromatically. Okay, now that we've got A minor, right? Right, now we've got D minor. Right, diminish the E7. take it around minor swing. So in time, the first move, the first step you're going to do, I've just got a backing track here. I'm actually in the Gypsy Jazz Club here and in the backing track section. Another really good tip, when you're practicing improvising, practice it really slowly. Really do yourself a favor and practice it slowly. This backing track, I think, is at 120 beats per minute. I'm going to map those shapes out now with minor swing, okay?
A 2, a 1,
A minor,
3,
there.
4.
D minor, there's the shape. Right? E7, there's the diminished. Back to A minor. Just the shape for now. Strumming the chord. D minor. Right, A minor. E7, diminished, back to A minor. Okay, now we're going to articulate those notes. D minor. E7, do the major triad. We're just starting from the basics. Okay, see what I did there? First round I just went bum, just like the rhythm player. A minor, D minor, E7, right? Went round minor swing like that, mapping out my shapes, my triads, whatever you want to call them, just getting visually acquainted with the things that are going to work. Step 2, you're going to articulate those shapes in the most basic way. Be playful, but just use do, do, da, 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 D minor, do, do, da, 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 da. See that? That's that diminished lick, right? So it's turning into a lick now. That. Let's just use that, right? On the E7. Sounds great with the chromatic. If you can do that, it really sounds good. Right? And then A minor, D minor, A minor, right? So you can see this is the first step. And if I'm teaching my daughter or my son, the first thing I show them when they're improvising is these shapes, right? I'm not saying, oh, just play an A minor 6 up. I'm just showing them visually these shapes because it's easier than thinking about scary arpeggios, right? So has everyone got that so far? What I'm going to do now, this is a bit of fun. If you've got your guitar with you, and I really recommend that you pick it up, I'm going to play rhythm for you, okay? Really slowly. Nobody can hear you. So just do what I was teaching just then and use those shapes, right, to play over my rhythm. I can't hear you. Doesn't matter if I could. No one's judging. Just play the shapes. You could just play them as chords or you could play them as notes. And just kind of start to get playful with that idea, okay? So I'm going to play a couple of choruses of minor swing, just rhythm, and it's over to you now. So if you're ready, are you ready? Have you got your guitars with you? Pick them up and just limit yourself to those shapes for now. They're going to show you one simple idea to embellish those shapes, okay? So I count you in. Here we go. 1, 2, or 1, 2, 3. A minor. Just play the shape. D minor. E7. Use the diminished. A minor. Just play the shape. D minor. Just play the shape. A minor. Just play the shape. E7. Use the diminished. Go again. A minor. D minor. That's it. Do it. It sounds good, right? A minor. D minor. E7. I'm back to A minor. So hopefully you could use those shapes right away And then you kind of that really is the way to start. So any new piece that I learn, if someone gives me a new song and say, you got to do a solo over that, the first thing I do is kind of map out these shapes. If I was doing it with another song like Dark Eyes, it's another famous song in Gypsy jazz. You've got A7, D minor, B flat, and G minor. The first thing I would do would go, okay, A7. Instead of thinking whatever arpeggio, I'd think, oh, there's A7. Just play a triad on the top 3 strings. D minor, right? This is Dark Eyes, right? D minor, A7. Don't worry about the 7, just play a major triad. Right? B flat, G minor, here we go. Right, you kind of map out your shapes. D minor, A7, and then D minor again, right? So that's the first job, is to just map out the shapes. Of course, there's different ways, A, you can play A here. Then you can go do, 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 do. You can play it here. Right, just a basic shape there. Do, 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 do. D minor. You can play it there. Of course, you can play it. You can play it here on the 10th fret, right? G minor, B flat, right? So just map out the shapes. I'll play those shapes through Dark Eyes now to show you how that sounds. And I hope everyone's doing well. Hope you've got your guitars with you. This is 2022. I'm going to show you how to rock 2022, or how to swing 2022, I should say. It's Dark Eyes.
Track 120 beats per minute.
Nice and slow.
1,
A7.
2,
Right, first chord. So triad. D minor. Just mapping them out. That's my first. A, B flat, G minor. Just on the top 3 strings, really easy. D minor. That's nice. A7. Just the triad. Back to D minor. Now we're going to articulate those notes, okay? A7, B flat. I'm just using those shapes. D minor. You can even do it with one finger. Okay, so you can do it really simply. The one thing you can do to embellish those triads, and it's the beginning of enclosures. You've heard Django go like, this sound. If you just think about the downstairs neighbor, that is the fret below each note in the triad, in the shape. So on minor swing, right, there's your triad, right? You can go da, 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 da. Right? You're just going 1 fret below, 1 fret below. If you do that for the whole sequence, it's like you're already it starts to sound like Gypsy jazz, And that's just the downstairs neighbor. So that's just the first step in embellishing these triads, these shapes. And let me get back to the chat roll. Andrew's in from Lake Constance, South Germany. Welcome, Andrew. Great to see you here. This is one way of improvising, right? We know we've got licks. We know we've got transcribed solos from Django, the easy bits. We know we've got scales that work. We know we've got arpeggios, but literally the easiest way to start is with shapes and triads. I've made several courses about this in the Gypsy Jazz Club, and it really works. It really helps players start to improvise. All you got to know is the chord sequence, map out the triad, and start to get playful with that triad. So that is the first lesson in this webinar for 2022. And that was, and by the way, I've got some top tips for making those triads come to life. This is just basic concepts. Be playful. Leave space. You know what I mean? So play a note. It's hard to leave space, but try to leave space between your little phrases. Pulse notes. Play the same note. Pulse notes. It's an easy thing. You haven't got to think more. You just kind of, get rhythmical on one note. Play a line and back up with a chord. This is a really, really nice way of improvising. So you go like, you play a line, then you play a chord. Okay, so it's just a concept. And then you can quote the melody. I think it was Martin Taylor, who was a guest in the Gypsy Jazz Club recently teaching. He said, somebody asked him, how do you sound melodic? And he said, you won't believe this, quote the melody. And it works, right? If you want to sound melodic, don't be afraid to use the melody or to quote the melody. Okay, ready for some swing, for some lap pomp. This is lesson number 2 in this webinar, and I hope you're all doing well. Thanks for spending time with me. After these lessons, I've got a very special, exciting announcement to make. It's an opportunity to work with me for the whole of 2022, right? Each and every day, you'll have the opportunity to have me as your online guitar teacher. This is something I'm going to tell you all about after these lessons, right? So stay to the end. Now, lesson number 2, lap pomp. We've got to get our swing together, right? We need to solo, we need to play the rhythm, and there's one little tip I want to give you. It's like a technical thing, an adjustment, and this will help your rhythm sound, okay? So what it is that you've got the pick, right? Whatever pick you're using, usually the pick, you hold the pick, right? However you hold it, and then the pick strums the strings, right? And you've just got the sound of that pick hitting the strings, and that's the sound. And when you play swing rhythm, if I was only using the pick, because I don't only use the pick, right? I use my nail and my finger, which I'm going to show you, okay? So if I just use the pick, it tends to sound a little metallic, a little brash, a little harsh, and it sounds like this, right? Instead of, I don't know if you can hear that through the interwebs, but basically what it sounds like, the guitar to me sounds much softer when I use flesh and nail with the pick, rather than only using the pick. So what you do, right, you've got your pick, and then what you're going to use is a little bit of your first finger, right, the nail, right? In fact, to get started with this, just drop the pick, right? Remember where you dropped it. You can just play rhythm with your fingers, right? I know many good rhythm players who can play rhythm without the pick. So get that concept of kind of using, see those 2 nails? Using those 2 nails instead of the pick, and a bit of the flesh here after the nail to the finger, a bit of that flesh, right? So you've got nail, flesh, right? It's not painful, right? So, and then you're going to introduce the pick, right? So you're holding the pick, and then as well as the pick, you've got nail and a little bit of flesh. So if I get close, I'll show you what I mean, right? I'm kind of going, you've got a little bit, right? Hard to show you exactly here, but experiment with it. But the concept is to try and add a little bit of nail and flesh to the pick to get a much kind of, and what happens, let me just play some rhythm, right? So if I play rhythm the way I play it, and that's part of my sound, using the finger, right? Both these 2 fingers, right? Sounds like this. Difference is if you only use the pick, you have less connection, literally less of yourself involved with the guitar. It's all going through that pick, so it would sound more like, maybe hard to on the internet to hear that difference, but I can tell you that it's a lot more harsh and brittle sounding. So this is something which I've taught in the Gypsy Jazz Club, and it's helped a lot of players kind of make that switch and go, oh yeah, actually that sounds better. And it kind of softens the whole thing. So I want you to try that with your swing, right? With your rhythm. Just take a chord now. Let's just take, take this chord here. You might have seen me play D minor 6 like that, right? We've got, that's how we play D minor in this music. D minor 6, root in the pinky, 6th in the first finger. Right, I've got a question I can see from Daniel who says, can you talk about the difference between strokes? Yeah, so let's get into I'll give you a quick recap of La Pompe swing now. La Pompe, the pomp, right? The swing, the rhythm never stops. It's incessant, and that's kind of why we love this music. So here we go. The first way to play La Pompe is only downstrokes, so no upstrokes, right? So it's only going to go down with the nail and pick, but it's just going to go down with the right hand. The left hand, really important. As soon as you play through the chord, this hand goes up, right? And when it goes up, it stops the chord, so it sounds staccato and short. If I leave it down, it sounds long. If I lift it up, it's this hand which makes it short. If you do 4 of those sequentially, it's basically La Pompe. A good exercise you can try, even before the right hand, is just to literally go, because the left hand is kind of squeezing those chords on the beat. So it's going 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, right? Add the right hand. I'm exaggerating that movement, but that's what's happening, and that's how it's making it short, sharp, crispy. Basically, you're making the rhythm nice and simple, so lead guitarists will like to play with you, right? Don't complicate the rhythm. Don't overthink it. Don't do all this jangly, nervous twitch stuff. Is not going to help you get a gig as a rhythm player. It's not even going to get you a beer at a jam, okay? So just keep it really simple. Don't overthink it. Don't think you have to do much. If you could play minor swing like this, I would be really happy. Downstrokes, short staccato beats like this. Just like this, really. No big deal. Right, just like that. And you should test yourself when you're learning a song. Maybe you've just learned minor swing or whatever song you're learning. Say, can I play, 4 choruses of rhythm straight without getting distracted? And I find it hard, when I'm playing rhythm, I always want to do extra stuff, but the good rhythm players keep it simple. Look at Honor Winterstein, who plays with Birelli. Doesn't do that much, but he's just so solid and dependable, and that's what we want. To get back to the question, we've got the downstroke, then we've got the upstroke, right? So we've got and 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1, 2, and 3. And this is as simple as and 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1, 2, and 3, right? You're doing a really brief upstroke before 1 and 3, right? And 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1, right? Even say it, a 1, 2, a 3, 4, a 1, 2, a 3, 4. Maybe if there's someone in the room, don't do it, but there's no one in this room, and it really helps internalize the rhythm. Or music, if you sing it, say it, speak it, shout it, even if you think it, it helps before you get on the guitar. So it's literally a 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1, 2, and 3. It's swing, right? A 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, right? And then it starts to swing. So the upstroke, don't overthink that. It's just a slight upstroke and then the chord. And it goes like this. Right? They're basically the 2 styles of playing rhythm. Some players just use the downstrokes, some use the upstrokes. Try that thing with the pick. Use a little bit of nail, a little bit of flesh on the finger, both fingers. See if you can soften that sound. That's another thing. You don't have to play really loud. Just play really cool. Right? We don't have to be going bang bang. It's not really that attractive. And the lead player doesn't want you being louder than him or her, right? So just golden tips for rhythm players. Try this pick thing, and don't neglect your lap pump, right? Your swing. There's other rhythms in this music, right? We do gypsy bosses, which sound like this. I'm not going to do the gypsy bossa now, but the gypsy bossa will be, sorry. Lots of beautiful tunes we play in gypsy jazz. That was Made for Wesley. We did a course recently in the Gypsy Jazz Club with Jimmy Rosenberg. That's his like signature tune, and it's a gorgeous tune to learn. Made for Wesley. Think about that one. So that's lesson number 2 in this webinar. To kick ass with Gypsy Jazz in 2022. I'm your man. I want to help you. I've got an exciting announcement, an opportunity for you when I've finished this next lesson, whereby I can work with you each and every day of 2022 to help you improve as a guitarist, to give you accountability, to give you personal help, okay? There's lots of ways of learning this music, but having someone help you personally would really, for example, I play chess. And if I had a private chess tutor, I would be really happy. I haven't found one yet. And if I was learning this music back 20 years ago, I would have loved to have someone show me or have someone available to show me. Anyway, that's the exciting announcement at the end of this webinar. Stay around, make sure you've got your guitar, and I hope you're all well. We've got David Price in from San Juan. San Juan, why did I say it like that? San Juan in California. Welcome, David. Great to see you. Welcome, everybody. I appreciate you spending time with me, and I'm really enjoying this. And you know it's my mission to help you with this music in a very musical, in a very step-by-step, easygoing way. Okay, final lesson in this webinar, Nuage. Maybe Django's most famous piece, most beautiful one. Beautiful tune, and in this lesson I'm going to do 3 things. Okay, I'm going to show you the chords for the first section, I'm going to show you the melody, and then I'm going to show you, most importantly, how you can bring them together to play Nuage in a solo way, right? It's really nice to be able to sit down and play on your own, where you can hear the melody and the chords. Show you how to bring the melody and chords together so you can start to get a little arrangement of this epic tune under your fingers. Right, I've got my little chart here, and you can see Nuage. Now we're going to look, when you learn a tune like Nuage, which has got tons of chords, it's a long form, you've got to learn it section by section, right? So when someone gives me a new tune, it's got tons of stuff, it's like, oh my God, you know, how am I going to do this? But just chunk it down. And with Nuage, no different. Take that first line, do, do, dee, da, 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 B flat minor 7, E flat 7, A half diminished, D7, G, right? That's the first bit we're going to look at. So this B flat minor 7, E flat 7, that's a 2-5, right? That's this sound. B flat minor 7, right? The 6th fret, right? That minor 7 chord, right? Right? B flat minor 7. Second chord is E flat 7, and we just go, right? Then you've got E flat 7 there, still with the B flat in the bass. So you can go, right? See, that's a 2-5, right? Then we've got A half diminished, that's what that symbol is, A minor 7 flat 5, D7 to the home key of G, right? This is in G, right? Go to G. So then you've got this sound, A half diminished, right? It's an A minor 7 chord on the 5th fret, except you add this note, which luckily happens to be the melody note of Nuage, so making this arrangement quite simple. So then, right, so we're going to learn this little move. The chords first, right? So B flat minor 7, right? E flat 9, or E flat 7, A half diminished, D7. You can also keep that flat 9, that's quite a nice, that's D7, but then da, you can get, right? And then you go, then you can relax, you're in G, just a G major 7 there. So you're gonna go B flat minor 7, E flat 7, A half diminished, D7, G major 7, right? And then you're going to play the melody, which is easy. You just go on, right? So, right? And once you get to that, just chromatic, right? The whole melody is chromatic. When you reach that note with your pinky, you put the chord below it. Chord, 2-5, carry on, chromatic, chord, D7 to G, right? There's another move there. Instead of going to D7, you can go A half diminished, A flat 7, flat 5. So hear that? A flat 7 with the, but it all makes sense when you go, that move is quite natural, right? A flat, and then, right? When you get to the G, instead of just playing, right, 4 bars or 2 bars of G, you do this move, which is everywhere in Gypsy jazz, right? You go, there's actually 3 options here. You can go da, A minor 7, B flat diminished, G over B, 7th fret, right? So bum, 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 right? A more modern sound is actually easier. You can go bum, minor 7, chromatic, to B minor 7, right? So you're not even worrying about G. You go, it's a more modern sound. It's like what Birelli or Babik, or, you know, actually Babik's not around anymore, but he used to play Nuage with this sound. So, right? There's another way you could go, so end on the G over B, that's G major, right? So, 3rd in the bass, root, 5th, approach it with this chord, C, A, E, 3 notes in that, but it's a nice way to approach that G over B. Then you've got, yeah, from the top. This is all I want you to do today. Let's just think about this. We've obviously done the whole course on nuage. I've got 2 arrangements, a Carnegie Hall arrangement, a Campfire arrangement, and lots of ways of nuage. I'll tell you about that later, but that's in the Gypsy Jazz Club. But I want to get you started with this. So you just play the tune. Walk up. This is just it's just just like G major, arpeggio, an approach to the melody. Right? And then the trick is to let that melody sing majestically so it leads the ear. You don't hear all the work going on in the chords, you just hear. You play it out of time. It's kind of like the melody, and then you accompany yourself with the chords. So that chord is cool, going from A minor to G. Instead of going A minor, D7 G, you go A minor, boom, boom, boom. And that's a kind of nice little shortcut, tritone substitution, if you want to get fancy, to get to G. Let's have a look. We've got Sinead, Belgium in the house. Welcome. I don't know what your name is. The name says "Ce n'est pas d'importance." It's not important, I think maybe that means. But we've got so many people. We've got Brazil in the house. Welcome. I love Brazil. What a great country. You've got some great gypsy jazz guitarists in Brazil as well. Now, how are you doing? Hope you're doing well. This has been great. And I just want to recap what we've done so far. If you remember, the 3 lessons that we've done here, and by the way, these lessons, I wanted to show that simplifying things and taking it in bite-sized chunks is the way to go. So I think you would agree that being simple is the way to go. Simplicity, bite-sized chunks. Hello from Jerusalem. Michael's in the house. Welcome, Michael. Long time, man. Shalom. Good to see you, brother. Now, this webinar has taught you 3 things, right? It's taught you how to play authentic gypsy jazz solos without scary theory and arpeggios, just with those shapes, right? We looked at shapes, mapping out your shapes and applying it to whatever song you're learning. We looked at how to hold the pick and lap pomp. Want to get you swinging with this music, and this is a great way to improvise. This is a great way to swing and play la pompe. And then we've just got it started with learning Django's nuage, right, which is a must-know tune. And if you're on your own, like many of us these days, and you'd like to play it solo, there's nothing more kind of satisfying for yourself than playing Django Reinhardt solo. So that's what we've learned in this webinar. If you like this way of teaching, then you're absolutely going to love the Gypsy Jazz Club. And I've mentioned this on this call so far, but it is the ultimate. It's something that we've built over the last 2-3 years, and it's now the ultimate online learning platform for guitarists like yourself who want to learn this music from the comfort of your own home. Now, in the site, there's so much stuff to tell you about and so many ways that it can help you. It comes down to 3 basic things. This is really interesting. Coaching, courses, community, right? Courses, you know, we've got a full course on nuage, for example, all solo guitar arrangements, backing tracks, all these courses, even unlike today, they come with PDF charts so you can read the tab. We've got courses with Jimmy Rosenberg. Remember I talked about Made for Wesley. We've got courses on getting started with improvising, soloing simplified using shapes. There's hundreds of hours of courses inside the Gypsy Jazz Club, all categorized, and you can go in and pick a course and do it in a step-by-step way. We've got the best training on the internet, right, in a Gypsy Jazz Club with these courses. And there's each and every month, there's a new course presented by myself in a live context. They're called Live with Robbins. We have one coming up this Friday, which I'm going to tell you about as well. So we've got courses about the rhythm, right? Getting your rhythm right, about chord shapes, about all things to get your rhythm right, the Latin rhythms, the boleros, improvising, repertoire, and also this solo way of playing. So you've got an amazing library of courses in the club. Now you've got coaching. This is something that's really makes the difference. Remember I talked about the difference. The difference is that you can have a load of courses, right? But if you have someone to help guide you through it, it makes a massive difference. And da-da, that someone is actually me. So when you join the Gypsy Jazz Club, you actually have me as your online guitar teacher, right? I'm literally there every day when you need it. And I literally help club members in the Gypsy Jazz Club each and every day. We even have this app, right? We have the Gypsy Jazz Club app, which means that you can message me any time of day or night and you will get an answer within 24 hours from me. So you've got a support line direct to my pocket, to my phone, okay? And this is something that is really helping people. And I've seen this private coaching help players in the club. This is a big difference with the Gypsy Jazz Club. You get me as your online guitar coach. Community. We've got an amazing community of players like yourself from all around the world. We have virtual jams. We have every Sunday a Zoom hangout. We have an open mic where club members come and share what they've been working on, come and get some support, come and play something, come and ask me something. I'm there. And it's a really bonding, an amazing experience, which I never thought would be like that when we started this club. People have made really good friends around the world. I've made good friends, and the community is really what it's all about. I'm really proud of the community in the Gypsy Jazz Club. Whatever you're looking for, you can just ask the community. We have a forum, right? We call it the Campfire. Get in there, get in with the community. They will help you. And it's really special, especially in these times where we don't get out so much. The community is really important. So like I say, we've got an app which you can download onto your phone, which means that you can have me as a coach in your pocket. You can have courses which will help you with repertoire, right? We've got a songs vault. Will help you with the repertoire. It will help you with your rhythm playing. It will help you with your soloing in lots of different ways. And the courses are world class and absolutely a fantastic resource. And it's better than just being on YouTube. You know what I mean? I've been on YouTube trying to learn chess, and I keep bouncing from video to video, thinking I'm progressing. And at the end of the day, I'm just kind of getting frustrated. So this is a really organized way to learn. And IDS is in. Yeah, IDS is talking about the Carnegie. Yeah, I've got this Carnegie Hall version of Nuage. You're going to love it. Anyway, these three things are the pillars of the Gypsy Jazz Club community, the Gypsy Jazz Club experience. And these are the things that you can access being a Gypsy Jazz Club member. Now, as it's 2022, and I want to really help you with your plan this year to make a difference in your plan and your enjoyment from the comfort of your own home, I want to bring attention to an incredible offer that we've got going, which you may not know about. And that is that at the moment, you can get 50% off an annual membership, right? So if you join the Gypsy Jazz Club and take a 14-day free trial, right? So you can actually, before committing, you can take a 14-day free trial and you can be in there each and every day of 14 days to soak it up, see what it's all about. You will get a 50% off your annual membership. And once you've got that, it will be locked in for life, or as long as you stay a member. Of course, you can cancel at any time, but this is something which brings the price down. And imagine if you had a guitar teacher in your town, or if you had a Zoom guitar teacher. It costs money, right? I don't even do them. I haven't got the time, but it would cost more than $100 for an hour lesson. Maybe you can get a lesson for $50, but you can get me to be your coach and all the resources and community of the Gypsy Jazz Club for less than $1 a day. That is pretty special. And that rate, even when we raise the prices in the club, which we will be doing, that rate will lock in for your whole membership experience, right? So that's a locked in rate, and it's 50% off an annual subscription. So there is a button below this video. You should be able to see a button which says something like, yeah, I want to take my 14-day free trial. You can actually do that at the moment and lock in that annual rate. And you can just take a 14-day free trial. But it actually gets better. It's 2022. I wanted to do something special, and we have some bonuses, which if you join the club at the moment, when you join, right, by the way, when you do join, you get an email from my support team giving you your login details. You can start to access it on your app, on the laptop, on your computer. And you'll also be able to schedule a one-on-one lesson. So I'm offering a one-on-one session with me live on Zoom or Skype to make a plan for you, right? So if you're a beginner and you don't know where to start, we can meet on Zoom at your leisure, and we will make a plan so you can get the most out of the club, okay? So I'm offering a bonus of a one-on-one session with me. This is pretty cool, and I would really like to meet you and help you with your playing. On Friday, we are having a very special session in the club, and it's where I'm going to be showing people and helping people with their Gypsy Jazz action plan for 2022. I'm going to give you a tailor-made plan for you so you can map out the year and what you will achieve in that year. These goals that we will be setting are not just pie in the sky. These are things that you will actually achieve, right? And it will be to do with learning tunes, with improving your improvising, getting more gypsy sound in your solos, and getting more confidence with the rhythm, right? And also, I haven't got it written here, but we've also put a course called Gypsy Jazz Foundations, which is a mega course where we've got the 5 pillars of learning. It's a mega course which sells for something like $200. It's in the Gypsy Jazz Club at the moment. And when you take your free trial, you can access that straight away and get into the foundations of Gypsy Jazz. So this is all pretty special, and I'm really genuinely excited to help you with your playing. The next step for you is to click that button below this video. Click that button, you'll go to an order page which will sum up what you're going to get in the Gypsy Jazz Club. Access to all those courses, access to me straight away, access to the community, invitations to join us weekly for Zoom Hangouts, right? And then you'll join us on Friday for the special 2022 action plan. That's where I'm going to give you your very own action plan. So this is pretty exciting. If you've got questions about this, I'm kind of looking to the chat roll now. If you've got any questions about the Gypsy Jazz Club, then just fire away, and I'm going to be here hanging out, and just get in there and I will answer you. Otherwise, just click that button. You'll go to an order page. That's what I was going to say. You go to an order page, and then it's a 14-day free trial, so you don't pay anything until 14 days. So just to make sure that it's something that you want to do, you'll better experience it for a full 2 weeks, right? And then after the 2 weeks, you'll get that annual reduction, right? You'll get, for less than $1 a day, me to be your coach, and I would love to be your coach. You'll get access to all those resources, and you'll join a really supportive community. So it's a fantastic opportunity for you for 2022. And Gary is saying, thank you for giving me the incentive to get practicing again. Yeah, that's it. You know, that's what it's about, isn't it? It's about having someone help you, inspire you, and tell you what to do, right? I don't mean tell you what to do, but tell you what I think is the best thing for you to do in limited time, right? We're not playing all day. Even if you've got 15 minutes in the day, you will make big progress that you never thought possible. I would say in about a month's time, you will know a lot more about this music than you do now. And Pell Berg says, Robin, I will give this a try. Thanks. You're welcome, Pell. Just go to that order page, fill your details in. You will hear from my team. They will welcome you, and I will welcome you. And then we will set up a call whenever's convenient for you. And I really look forward to meeting you, Pal. Ids is a club member. He says the club is awesome. I learned so much. Ids is by the way, I haven't talked about testimonials, but there's so many players who the club has changed their playing and changed their lives. Paul Paul Dillon says, I gave it a try and it has transformed my playing. And if you haven't got a Gypsy guitar, then that doesn't matter either, right? We're not snobs in the Gypsy Jazz Club. Whatever guitar you've got, if it's got 6 strings, then that's what it's all about. So I encourage you to make a difference. This is a great opportunity. Do it now, and you will feel really good about it. And I will really look forward to welcoming you in the Gypsy Jazz Club. If you've got a question, I'm still here live. Get in there and type something in, and I will answer it, okay? So type something in, and I will answer it. But I just want to thank you for being here today. I appreciate it. I know there's lots of things going on in life these days. And Steve Gibbs says, I'll definitely be doing this, Robin. Excellent, Steve. I'm really looking forward to working with you, mate. And everybody's different, right? We're all different. Sometimes I work with players who are coming from heavy metal. Sometimes I work from players who've never played guitar before. So it's important to get that private coaching from me. That's what really helps. Yoshio says, the way to hold the pick is new information for me. Really nice. Absolutely, Yoshio. I'm full of good tips like that. No, seriously, I'm glad that helps, Yoshio. Sometimes it's the little things that help. But yeah, do it for yourself. This is a great opportunity to do something different, to be open-minded to a new way of learning, which will ultimately stop you bouncing around on YouTube and Facebook. And it means that when you log into the Gypsy Jazz Club, you're going to get special experience, right? You're going to get a lot more done, and it's going to be a lot more satisfying for you. So that's it. I'm going to jump off. I thank you for being here with me today. These tips have helped you think about simplifying the soloing, think about simplifying the rhythm, and think about nuage, getting that tune down. It's a beautiful one to learn. And think about joining the Gypsy Jazz Club and letting me be your coach for 2022. All you got to do is take a free trial, right? There's no risk. You just have to take a free trial for a full 2 weeks to come in, and you will see what it's all about, and it will change your playing. So if that's what you want, come in. Otherwise, thank you for being here. I will be back, and I wish you all the best for 2022. Stay inspired. Lots of love from the Nolan camp. All the best.